People out there make art out of coffee. And here I am mistaking my paint water for coffee and almost drinking it. Hi guys, it's Maya here, and welcome to Vaartalap, a podcast where we discuss anything related to art, artists, creativity, and anything else that I want to talk about. I really don't want to introduce today's topic because I think that it'll take away the magic from it. So, lend me your ears and a little bit of your imagination. Look at the clock closest to you, not a digital one. And if there isn't one, then just visualize. The needles don't ever stay still, they're constantly moving, almost rushing, ticking away. I'm not a clock. Well, obviously, but I mean to say that I'm not a clock in the sense that my needle gets stuck at times. It gets stuck at this point where I start believing that creating art is not satisfying or fun and that it's frustrating and pointless. And when I am in this weird gray area, as I like to call it, art is stale. It becomes like those basi chawal sitting in your fridge. It's not that rewarding. And honestly, when I think about it, I can probably find multiple explanations for why art isn't satisfying and fun when I'm in this gray area. But it's never really occurred to me why art is satisfying in the first place. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you asked yourself, why is making art satisfying? Why is making this video satisfying? When I'm in this creative state where I'm whipping out pieces like there's no tomorrow, or when I'm inspired and I'm able to make what I want without my overcritical mind getting in the way, without any resistance or any worry, I don't focus on how satisfying this whole process is. And this isn't just me. Because if you try to research for articles and videos about how art is not satisfying or not fun anymore, or what it feels like being in a rut, you will find plenty of content. Plenty. But honestly, it's exceptionally hard to find something that really explains why creating art is fun to begin with. Is it because as artists, some, actually more than just some of us, are melancholic and we don't like to talk about the good things? Or is it because in general as humans we don't think about and value good things when we have them? I don't know. But what I do know is that we need to start talking about why art is satisfying. What about it is satisfying? Or what makes the whole process enjoyable? Especially now when things aren't normal and we're all stuck and our mental health has gone for a toss. I think it becomes a little more important to understand why we love art and what about it gives us the satisfaction. So I'll get the ball rolling and talk about why I find art satisfying. And honestly, I encourage you to do the same. Tell a friend, tell your parents, tell your dog, or tell me. Tell someone what you find satisfying about art. For me, it all starts with the idea, the excitement of creating something. To make something that my eyes haven't seen, or to make something that literally captures a moment or a feeling. The process starts by picking up a pencil and giving this thought or whatever a basic form, making it that much more tangible. It becomes something that I can see, and it's not just a figment of my imagination anymore. Then, partly in excitement, I search for my paints. And also that rag that probably deserves a trip to the washing machine. I fill the dirty, paint covered cup with water and throw the brushes in. After turning the lamp on and seeing the yellow light flood all over the table, there's a little bit of anticipation. I ask myself, what will this piece look like in the end? Will it look exactly like what I imagined? Or will it turn out to be something completely different? And with these thoughts in my mind, I also realize that now, at this very moment, I can take things anywhere and infinite possibilities exist. Then I sit down and tape the edges of my piece. I start playing music and begin mixing colors. And when the color that I imagined finally ends up on the palette, I can't tell you what I feel. There's this odd comfort in that whole scenario. Then I pick out brushes and paint over the drawing, layering colors, shading and merging them. Stroke after stroke, piece by piece, I am literally making something out of a blank paper and a bunch of paints. And it all seems surreal when I think of it. The whole process of dipping my brush in paint and going back and forth between the paper, the palette, and the rag, it's sort of rhythmic. At times, I feel like I'm almost meditating. I sit for hours in front of this piece of paper, trying to make it perfect. And then, in the middle, I search up references because things started looking a little wonky, almost ajeeb. After a while, the painting has taken a different direction. The brushes have misled me. They have changed the whole idea. So I get up and walk to the kitchen, refill my bottle, change the water, and come back. Looking at the paper from afar now, I can see what was off. And after a few more hours of painting and struggling with the brushes, I finish up and lay on the bed thinking about the painting, imagining that I would clean up as soon as the paint dries, and instead pass out. The next morning, while looking at the painting, there's this sense of joy and happiness. I have made something that looks like what I had in mind. And even when it doesn't, I've still made something. I've made something with my bare hands. And I'm one more painting older now. Slowly peeling the tape off the paper, the finished piece is revealed. This painting that has these almost perfect edges. This painting that in reality is nothing but splatters of paint on paper that are organized in a certain way, finally looks complete. I think my satisfaction comes from the fact that I've made something by myself with my own hands. But honestly, I'm probably satisfied just because I have a completed painting, a finished piece. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. This was the third episode of Vaartalap. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, this is your host, Maya, signing off.